Hello, my name is Lynn and welcome to my channel, and I am doing a series of videos showing my past projects to help show where I started and where I graduated from there and where I'm at now. So one of the projects I made years ago was a shirt that I made for my firstborn, for my son, and this was a shirt. When I made it, he had just turned 6 years old. He was super excited by this shirt because he referred to it as his pirate shirt. For those who don't know or don't follow my channel, my name is Lynn Fairchild and I participate in the SCA, which is known as the Society for Creative Anachronism. It is an international nonprofit organization that studies and recreates the years approximately 600 to 1600 AD. And the area I like to focus on is 16th century England, and with that I do blackwork embroidery. There are actually two different forms of blackwork embroidery. You have the earlier form, which is a reversible double running stitch, and when I say double running, that means you start at one point and you go in, out, and out to the end of your pattern, and then you go back the way you came, hence double, so one, and then your second journey, your return journey. And so at the end, your embroidery looks reversible on both the front and the back side. This double running stitch is known as blackwork. It looks like it has its roots in Mamluk embroidery, which is Egyptian embroidery. It's also known as Holbein stitch, which Holbein stitch, that is Hans Holbein the Younger, who was a court artist for King Henry VIII. King Henry VIII is the famous English king with 6 wives. Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. In about the last 10 years of Holbein's life, it is approximated that he painted at least 150 portraits, and at least 30 of these portraits had blackwork embroidery in them. Other artists at this time were painting portraits with blackwork embroidery in it, but some of the portraits, only one artist may have painted one with blackwork embroidery, another one may have painted 2 or 3 portraits with blackwork, whereas Holbein did at least 30 that I have found so far. So that's why it's named Holbein stitch. The other form of blackwork embroidery is found in the second half of 16th century England, and that's the more swirly floral design that is not a counted stitch. But I digress. So for this pirate shirt that I made for my son, it is linen. It is black silk thread on linen, and this particular pattern I did is, this pattern is from Jane Seymour's cuffs. Her cuffs were much more elaborate, but this is part of the pattern that was part of that. And Jane Seymour is, well, was the 3rd wife of King Henry VIII. She is the one who he married right after Anne Boleyn was beheaded. He married Jane Seymour, and then about a year and a half later, she gave birth to Edward and then died due to complications in childbirth. But here, when I first started learning how to do blackwork embroidery, I used cross-stitch fabric and embroidery floss. And from there, I graduated from embroidery floss to Gutermann silk thread, and that's what this is. This is Gutermann silk thread. It is very thin, it is very fine, but on the plus side, it is also machine washable, which is really great because right after I made this pirate shirt for my son, the first time he wore it was to an event called Coronation, and there was youth combat there, and he saw the youth combat, got super excited, asked for my permission, and he was then promptly authorized in youth combat, entered into his first tournament, and then won his first tournament. And that whole summer, he fought in youth combat wearing this shirt. So this shirt was machine washed multiple times, but this is one of the cuffs, and this is the back side. And as you can see, for the most part, it is reversible on both the front and the back. The only difference is on the back side, you have the tail end that is woven into the pattern here, and I have found historic examples where they did take the tail and weave it into the embroidery on the back side. I have some of those pictures on my embroidery blog. If you would like to see the pictures of the examples where they had the embroidery or the tail end embroidered on the back and woven into the pattern, please check out my embroidery blog. There is a link below in the description. So here is an up-close view of the shirt. Even though you may not have seen it in the video, this is embroidery that I put just thread on the very edge here. You will find in a lot of portraits in the 16th century there is black edging on the edges there, on both the collar and the cuffs, hence why I did that. But the main thing for this video is my embroidery, and here it is. Something I would do differently if I were to remake a shirt like this is you can see where my embroidery ended, but the cuff does not end, so I would continue the embroidery to the edge. I would probably do something on the edge here, whereas up here I did put the black thread right here on the edging, but down here on the cuffs I do not have any edging, so that is something else that I would like to do in the future if I made another shirt like this. But this is the front of the cuffs, and if you look closely you can see where I counted every third hole. And again, this is the pattern. It's based off of part of the cuffs of Jane Seymour, who was the third wife of Henry VIII. And this is the inside of the cuffs. And as you can see, I wove my tail ends, but I made my thread long enough that it's only on the edges that you find that. And then here is the other cuff. Thank you for checking out my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video and would like to watch more of my videos, please follow the links on the side of the page. Please select thumbs up that you like the video. It helps with the algorithm. If you have any questions or comments, please post them below. And please click subscribe and ring the bell to be updated when new videos come out.